For about the last year, I've been making my own homemade bread, and it is really good. In fact, everybody that's had it seems to want to make it for themselves. So I thought today we'd make a little bread making video. Now there are no shortage of videos on YouTube how to make bread, and a lot of them are really good. In fact, that's how I learned how to make it. But I like to put my own little spin on it, and of course I like easy. So we're going to call this Easy Bread. Today we're on the 11:30 Airbus to Tampa Bay. There's somebody down there that wants to learn how to make easy bread.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St. Petersburg, where the local time is approximately 2:05. For your continued safety and the safety of those around you, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft comes to a final stop.
Okay, here we are in Florida in Mom's kitchen, and what are we going to do?
We're going to make bread.
Alright, so first thing we're going to do is put 3 cups of our not too old Aldi's flour.
That's just fresh flour. I just bought that.
2 3. There's our 3 cups of flour. 1 teaspoon of salt. And you use whatever kind of salt you like. It doesn't really matter. Not that kind. Okay, that's about enough.
That's a lot.
Okay, a little bit of salt. This is easy bread. We're not going to stress over measurements.
Okay, apparently not.
And 1/4 teaspoon. We don't want too much yeast. We're going to let time do our work. Just a little teeny bit of yeast. Dry yeast. You can get it in an envelope or you can get it in a jar. We give it just a little bit better than 1.5 cups of water. Go a little over that, but not quite. Somewhere in between 1.5 and 1 3/4. Mix our dry ingredients together just a little bit. Dump the water in. Mix it around with a fork. You should expect the dough to be a little dry and shaggy. Just stir it around enough to take up all the dry flour. This is no-knead bread. You don't have to overdo it. And we're done. That's what it's going to look like. Dry, shaggy, sticks to the bowl a little bit. Won't pour out, won't slide out. And we're going to cover this.
There. See how nice it sticks when you wet the rim.
Okay. Hints from Mom's kitchen.
Yeah. Ta-da!
And we're going to forget about this for 24 hours.
I have to stand here for 24 hours?
spray our pan a little bit so our bread doesn't stick. Just a little bit will do. And set that aside. Then get our flour. Just a little bit of flour on our work surface. That's plenty. Now your bread is going to look like this after it sets for the 24 hours. Won't stick to your pan. Plop it right out on the work surface onto your flour. Go on your hands. This is real simple. This is all you do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll it around a little bit into the shape of a loaf. Plop it in your pan. Done. Now we're going to come back to this in just about 3 hours. Now when you get to this step where you're working on the dough, try being creative. Add things in like garlic, pepperoni, sunflower seeds, diced peppers, raisins, cinnamon, try olives, grated cheese. You know, be creative. No, that's just wrong. I like it plain. Now that the bread has risen in the pan 3 to 5 hours, depending on your temperature, we're going to get it ready to go in the oven. There is one little touch that I have learned to do to make the bread more fabulous. Just cut that just a little bit. Then we're going to add bits of butter.
Wow!
Just like that. You can hear the oven preheating. Sounds like the bread is done. "28 minutes, 450 degrees. See that little split top there? That's the good part. Right out of the pan. And we're having bread in about 5 minutes.
That's it? That was easy.
We have a nice hard crust when it comes out of the oven. That's what makes it good. Cut our bread.
Wow!
Now there are a lot of different uses and serving suggestions for your homemade bread. Good old butter is always the best. Try it with basil pesto, or maybe make a little French toast. Toast. Or make a little sandwich. Now when you're mixing up your flour, feel free to substitute a cup or two of rye flour or wheat flour if you like it. In warmer climates, you might want to reduce the wait time from 24 hours down to 12 or 18. This wait time is what allows the bread to develop its rich flavor, but you don't want to let it go too long if it's hot outside. Experiment, too, with the time after you put the bread dough into the bread pan. 3 to 5 hours generally is good enough. You want the dough to rise above the lip of the pan a little bit. This will result in a lighter, fluffier loaf of bread. If you don't wait long enough, your bread's going to be heavier and denser. This bread is always best enjoyed right out of the oven. A little butter on it, melts real nice. The only problem I can see with it is it disappears really fast, and people will keep asking you for the recipe. You can just refer them to this video. Experiment with this recipe. Believe me, I'm no baker. I just like good food, good fun, and I like to know what's in my food. And I do like to put together videos.
Oh, wow. You got your zoom on, don't you?
I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your hints, tips, ideas, suggestions in the comments below. Fine-tune this. Work at it. Experiment a little. Pretty soon, you'll be making the bread you like best.
Oh, look at that. There it goes. There it goes. Woo. Wow. There it goes. All done.
And bye-bye.
That is neat.
Have a sunset.